Hi everyone, Kelly here with the Modern Day Tarot. This month I started recording love readings for all the zodiac signs, for both singles and couples. These readings are for download and purchase on my website through Vimeo Video. This is something I'll be doing every month. All the information about where on my website you can access these videos is in the information section below this video. Thank you all again so very much for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Check out my free daily readings also on my Facebook page and Instagram page. All right, now here's your monthly reading. Hey Gemini, welcome to your March monthly 2019 reading. We're going to take a look at your main energy this month, the underlying reason for that energy, how to work with it, what you need to let go of this month, and what you can do to let go. Now, before I get started pulling your cards, I want to go through the transits for the month. This helps me to get more in tune with your sign as I'm doing the reading. Plus, it gives more insight for you along with your tarot reading, okay? So, starting off, real quick, let me talk about Mercury going retrograde this month. And this is your ruling planet. It's all about communication, the intellect, transient energy. It's going to be retrograde from the 5th of March all the way through the 28th. So, majority of this month, all right? So, when that happens, if you are not familiar with what can happen when Mercury is retrograde, anything to do with communication, and that has to do with not just speaking and talking and messages that can get a little confusing, but email messages can get delayed, travel plans can get delayed. It's not a good time to sign contracts unless you absolutely have to. And if you do have to do any of this stuff, and many of us do, I'm not suggesting that you stop your life because Mercury's in retrograde. Just check and double check the fine print and all your plans, okay? Because things can happen when Mercury is retrograde. Uranus is moving into Taurus. In fact, it's moving forward. I should say it's coming out of retrograde and moving forward direct in Taurus. And it's going to be there for the next 7 years. This is a really big time for everyone because the planet Uranus has to do with big changes, has to do with technology, shaking things up, all right? And Taurus is all about money, banking, and finance. So lots of new things are going to take place that have to do with new inventions in the way that, you work with money. So it's going to be exciting to see what comes down the pike over the next 7 years. Now, for you guys, on the 1st of March, Venus moves into Aquarius. That's your 9th house for travel and mental explorations. Remember, Mercury, all right? So if you're feeling like, and you will, you want to travel and, learn new languages, meet new people, just keep in mind, keep in the back of your mind, that communication can get a little hectic, all right? On the 6th of March, we have a new moon in Pisces. That's your 10th house of career and public standing. And new moons are all about new opportunities. Excuse me. And with that being in your career and public standing, once again, just anything that you would like to start or, expand on with new opportunities in that area, just, double check the fine print. And be extra careful in how you communicate. I was talking about Uranus moving into Taurus. Well, Taurus is your 12th house of secrets and sorrows. So don't be surprised if you receive, insights new ideas, new creative ideas. If you're really into inventing things, then don't be surprised at all the creative ideas that pop up for you at this time. On the 20th, we have a full moon in Libra. That's your 5th house of creativity and pleasure. So full moons are about what to let go of. So anything that's standing in your way of things that you want to do, what works for you, what doesn't. That's a great time to take a look at that and let go of old stuff, old ways of doing things, and bring in new ways of doing things that bring more pleasure in your life. On the 21st, Sun moves into Aries. This is your 11th house of friends, hopes, and wishes. It's going to be shining a light on the things that you want, the things you dream of. It's a great time to socialize, laugh with friends, maybe even bring a new love in your life. On the 26th, Venus moves into Pisces. This is your 10th house, once again, of career and public standing. So with Venus, planet of love and romance, you know, it gives you a chance to stand back and look at your current career. Do you love your current career? If not, what would you love to do? What would you love to do that has to do with, you know, being in the public eye? All right. And is there something you would love to do that's in service for other people? On the 31st, Mars moves into your sign, your house of self, okay? Mars is the planet of action. So with it being in your house of self, you know, this brings motivation and energy to do the things that are most important to you, Gemini, all right? And putting action into those ideas. So if you're thinking of reinventing yourself or, you know, doing something, you know, that you've always wanted to do for yourself, you're going to feel the real urge to do just that. All right, let's get into it. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising signs. What's your main energy this month, Gemini? Let's take a look. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. All right, main energy this month. Two of Swords, all right? This is about making a decision, okay? Making a decision between two options, two choices, all right? Why are you thinking, what does this decision have to do with? The Lovers, this is your card, Gemini. This is the major arcana Lovers, and this stands for Gemini. All right, it's the twins. Interesting. And that's your underlying reason. So you are trying to decide about something that has to do with what you love, but we'll talk more about it. How to work with this energy. Knight of Wands. Wow, nice fiery energy. It's action. It's going after what you want. It's adventure. Interesting. What to let go of. Now, the Death card can represent the sign of Scorpio, just like, you know, the Lovers can represent Gemini, but this is more about the energy. And the Death card doesn't actually mean like physical death, although it can, but what it's supposed to represent is change, transformation, transition, you know, the old worn out ways. It's on a more of a spiritual level and on a soul level. What needs to change, all right? And that's what to let go of. That's very interesting, all right? How to go about letting it go. King of Coins. Interesting. King of Coins, this can represent an earth sign, male or female, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But once again, it's not about the sign, it's about the energy. And this is a very grounded energy, and this is an expert in the field of finances. Okay, so let's break this down. All right. The basis for this reading is you're trying to make a decision, all right? Now with the Two of Swords, swords is the intellect. So it's a decision that you're making in your mind right now. However, if you notice, the young woman in this picture here, she has a blindfold, Okay? She does not want to look at the two swords that she's holding. These two swords represent these two options, or trying to make a decision between these two. It's a difficult decision. That's why she's blindfolded. All right? She doesn't want to have to make this decision. However, the only way she's going to be able to do that is she's going to have to take that blindfold off of her eyes so that she can actually see her options. All right? Now, how is she going to do that if she's holding these swords? Well, guess what? She's got to let go of either one or both of them. Which means if she lets go of one, then she's still holding one. And one sword represents the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is all about, what's your truth? What's on your mind? What do you want to say? All right? If she puts both down, that means she's not going to make a decision. She's going to walk away altogether. But either way, she's got to take that blindfold off and decide for herself what is it that she wants to do. So Gemini, what do you want to do? And just because this is a woman doesn't mean that this pertains only to the females out there. This can be male or female. It's about the energy of the cards, not necessarily the sign or the gender. All right? What decision are you trying to make? The underlying reason for this dilemma are the Lovers. This can have to do with someone that you are in a love relationship with. However, because this is the Lovers and it is a major arcana, it's not just about romance. It's love on all levels. So you're trying to decide, what is it that you love? All right? If this is about a person, then you need to make a decision about that relationship. If this is, about just trying to figure out, what you want, what do you love, what is good for you, then this is where we need to look. And either way, really, regardless of whether this is on a romantic level or on a much higher level with, what do you love to do with regards to work, your life as a whole, what do you want? That's the decision that you're trying to make, is what you want with regards to what you love. Here's the action you need to take, all right? Part of it anyway, the Knight of Wands. And if you notice, the Knight of Wands is riding right towards the Lover's card. This is an action-based card. This is, action, it's adventure, it's inspiration, it's passion, it's creativity. So in order to answer and make a decision about what you love or who you love, what drives your passion? What brings out that creativity in you? What brings out inspiration in you? Going after, putting action into what you want. Because the Knight of Wands, that's what he does. He's in it for the adventure of it, the excitement of it. All right, he's already made his decision. That's why he's a knight, because he fights for it. He knows clearly what he wants. And what he wants, like I said, is adventure, it's passion, it's creativity, it's getting out there and on a journey and doing it for the experience of it. And he is not afraid whatsoever. All right? Now, this can also represent a fire sign, male or female, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So for some of you, maybe it does. Maybe the Lovers here is about someone that you either are in a relationship with or you work with, that is a fire sign, male or female. However, keep in mind, like I said, this is about the energy. Either way, this is in the position of how to work with this energy. So to figure out what you want, you have to answer these questions. You have to ask yourself, what drives your passion? What really lights your fire, Gemini? All right? Now, write underneath, trying to make a decision what to let go of. All right, the Death card. Now, this can represent a Scorpio person. If there's a Scorpio in your life that you're trying to figure out, what you should do, which I really honestly don't sense. It's that this is about the energy of the card. So this tells me that a change, a huge life change, needs to take place. Okay? And because once you make that change, whatever the change is going to bring about, and over here we have the King of Coins. So how to let go is you need to get grounded. You need to get, a firm grip on your finances. You need to get, a good idea of what your overall long-term vision is, because that's the King of Coins. He's commitment. He's long-term vision. He's loyal. He's, very dependable. So you have to be in this space and this space, okay? Knowing what you want, being grounded, having vision of where you're going and what you want with regards to, not just work and career, but, your own wants and desires on a soul level. It's getting clear about those two things. And once you get clear, you'll know then what changes need to take place, because whatever this is, it's going to require a huge transformation. This isn't just a matter of, well, I'm just not going to talk to that person anymore, or I'm just not going to, do those certain things at work. No, this is a huge change. This means possibly letting go of someone in your life, or leaving a certain, job or, career that you are in, and making a decision, figuring out what you love on a soul level, what drives your passion, okay? What brings out that fire in you. Keeping yourself grounded. Getting control of your finances. Having, dependability around you. And loyalty around you. A sense of groundedness and peace. All right? And then making a huge change in your life to bring all of this in place. Then you'll be able to decide. But and that's what it's going to take for you to take that blindfold off and actually see the decision that you need to make. All right? Does that make sense to you guys? Now when I add up all the cards, I get the number 23. 2 and 3 added together is the number 5. The number 5 is all about change. And change usually comes through difficult, or at the very least uncomfortable, situations. That's why we don't usually like change unless it's, a change we want to make, obviously, but it's always going to be uncomfortable on some level. Even if we want to make the change, it still can be very uncomfortable. All right? So, and this is huge change. So this month, Gemini, many of you are going to be looking at how to bring more stability, loyalty, groundedness, dependability, financial, structure, commitment into your life and from the people around you. What you want, what you love, what you fight for. What is extremely important to you and putting the action into it and making the changes that need to be made. All right? And it's all about, what do you love? And not just on a romantic level. What makes your world the best that it can be? What do you require in your world to make everything as perfect as possible? What do you require in order to be happy? That's the big question this month. And if once you answer them, then you'll know what decision you have to make. And it's going to be a big change for you. But change, when this comes around, when the Death card comes around, and this isn't going to happen overnight, okay? And anytime I see this, you've been feeling this for a while. And even when the time comes, the change itself is still not going to happen overnight. All right, because there's still a time of getting used to it and making the changes that need to be made. So it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen quickly. It's a long time coming. It takes time to get through it, and then it takes time to heal from it. But it needs to take place because, I mean, you have 2 major arcana cards here and 2 court cards. This is high energy. And they're all based around a decision that you need to make. And the strongest card in this out of all 5 is the Death card. And that's right under decision. What decisions do you need to make to bring about the change that you're looking for, Gemini? Let's get you guys an oracle card and see what comes up. Big change for you Geminis. And I know that probably seems scary, like I didn't want to hear that. But guys, keep in mind, this is always for your higher good. And yes, at the time it seems like, no, I don't want to go through that. When it's all said and done and you look back, you will look back on it being thankful if you decide to make, those changes. Otherwise, this just keeps lingering around until you decide to act on it. All right? Okay, let's get oracle card for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. What have we got for Gemini? Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. Okay, let's see. Sensitivity. All right. Your sensitive feelings are your muse and inspiration for your creativity. Well, the Knight of Wands, he's all about creativity and passion and inspiration and adventure. Okay? So let's get a little bit more insight into the card of sensitivity. You received this card because you're in a period of even more heightened sensitivity than normal. Imagine that, Gemini. During this time, it's essential to protect yourself from harsh energy. This may involve saying no to social invitations that may involve intensity beyond your present comfort levels. On a positive note, your sensitivity can be funneled into your creative projects and serve as a muse. You can be certain that other sensitive people will appreciate your revealing your truth through your art because it helps them relate to you and not feel alone. Okay, that makes total sense to me because I would imagine you probably are feeling very sensitive when this card is around. Yeah, I bet you are, because that you're feeling sensitive because things are not as they should be. And there's a change that needs to take place. And until you get in touch with that creative side, as it's, you know, the terminology that's used in the book, but what it is that you love, you know, things are going to feel a little out of whack for you, okay? But if you, like, you know, the card says, if you funnel this creative energy into what you love, make the changes that you need to make, then things start happening on a much more positive level. Now, I really hope that this makes, you know, sense to all of you. Keep in mind, Gemini, that because this goes out to so many of you, it's not going to resonate for all of you. I always tell people, make sure that you check out your moon and your rising sign videos. There's some great messages there as well to enhance what you have listened to here. If you don't know what your moon or your rising sign is, there is a link in the information section below this video to a website where you can go, and it will calculate those for you for free. Once again, I hope this made sense. I hope it was helpful. And take care, Gemini, and God bless.